Hi guys, welcome to Links our YouTube channel. My name is Ram Mishra and I'm your online instructor. So what's new in this video? In this video we will talk about Kubernetes jobs. But before start the lab session we need to understand few points, which is what is Kubernetes job and their use cases. So you can see this is the official website of Kubernetes, and as per the documentation, a job creates one or more pod and will continue to retry execution of the pods until a specified number of them successfully terminate. Basically, it's a workload controller object that performs specified tasks on cluster. It differs from most controller objects such as deployment and replica set, which needs to constantly reconcile the current state of cluster with the desired configuration. So a job has much more limited function. It runs pods until they complete specified tasks and then terminates them. So in this demo, what we will do, we will see how we can work with Kubernetes job. So more information you can gather from here. So let me move to the lab session. So I'm back on my VM. So first of all, currently you can see I'm working on single Linux machine, and where I have already installed Minikube single node Kubernetes cluster. Let me show you the OS release version of this machine using cat /etc.release. You can see this is rel 9.3, and check the Minikube status. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, so you can see it is up and running condition. So before we moving to next, verify the status of cluster first. To check the node availability in the cluster, run the following command: kubectl get nodes. Simple. Okay, so you can see my Minikube node is in ready condition. Once you have node available in your cluster, you are ready to create your first pod. So now we will check the list of the pod in the default namespace. Again, the command is same, replace with pods, kubectl get pods. Since this will be our first pod on the cluster, so that's the reason you will not see any pod in the default namespace. So let's move to the first step, which is create job file. So create job manifest file, we have a two method: either copy the demo file from Kubernetes documentation and modify the entries as per your need. Let me show you the code. Where is the code? So I am back on the documentation, and if I scroll down here you will see this is the example job. So you can see job.html is there, so we can just copy entire thing and modify according to as needed. Or second option is that we can use imperative command line tool to generate this job file. So we know very well kubectl CLI is a command line commonly used tool to create object. So kubectl imperative commands require the user to explicitly specify the type of object they wish to create along with the properties they wish to associate with the object being created. So let me go with the command line tool to make my job.yaml file. So I'm back on my here. Let me create project folder. I'll go inside. Currently it is nothing. Now command is kubectl create, then the job name, let me go with my job. Then I have to mention image. Let me go with Ubuntu image. Ubuntu. Okay, I want to go for dry run, so let me go with dry run for client. And then I wanna take the output in the form of YAML, and what command I want to execute. I want to execute the date command, and let me save this output inside job.yaml file. Okay, let's see what happens when I press enter. Cool, everything is okay. So now you can see I have a file job.yaml. So basically this command will create a job file named job.yaml, where my job name is my job, container image is Ubuntu, and I want to execute the date command inside my container, right? So I run this command in dry run mode so that I can save entire output in my job.yaml file. Later on I will deploy this file using kubectl apply command. If you don't want to save inside the file, then just remove -- dry run flag from here and run directly from here also. So my job.yaml file is ready. Let's view the content inside this file using vim job.yaml. So here you can see job name. Here you can see first of all kind is job. This is a job object, right? And here you can see uh, job name, container image id, and command. So this is my job name, this is the command, and this is the container. Image is ubuntu. So one more thing here, which is very very important. You can see that a Kubernetes job restart policy, which is currently is never, right? What does it mean? It means while executing job in temporary create pods, container can fail due to any number of reason, like memory limit exceeded or process exist with non-zero code. In this case, we need to restart the pod so that it can start executing its tasks again without failure. So we will be use restart policy on failure also. If you don't want to container to be restart, then we can use another option in our job file, which is never. So by default is never is there. So once we create our file, now it's time to use this file to create Kubernetes job object and see status if it run for completing task successfully or not. So let me save and quit. Now move to the next step, which is apply this job file. So how I can apply? I can run the command kubectl. But before going to run the kubectl apply command, what I will do, let's get a list of existing pod and jobs using the kubectl. One more time, get pods first, so no pod is there, and let me go with jobs first. So no resource, no job is there. Even I can go with kubectl get all positions, so I can see the all the results. So currently you can see that there no pod or job is existing in this cluster. Let's apply this job .yaml file using kubectl apply command, and we'll see what happened. What we can do, we can run the kubectl get all command with watch utility on the terminal, and you will see there job has been created or actively processed, right? So I will use watch command here to actively monitor everything. Now you can see only one uh, cluster IP service is there. Okay, now I open a new tab here and I run the command kubectl apply -f job.yaml, right? So now as soon as I press enter, I apply this job. Let's see what happens. I press enter, job is created. I am back on this stage. You can see, okay, container creation, right? So as soon as I apply this job, new job has been created. And when you create a job, a pod with the job name gets created along with the job, and this process may take some time when you do for the first time, because it takes some time to pull the docker image from container history, right? And now you can see container is going to be created. Yeah, it is completed, right? So here you can see one job, my job is ready for me, and one pod is successfully created and it is in complete condition, right? So now this is the time to see what happened in the backend. So in the backend, it will download the image mentioned in your job YAML file, which is Ubuntu in my case, and then it will try to create a pod. And once pod will be ready, then it will try to execute the command mention the job file, which is date in our case, right? Once it will be completed all tasks, mention the job, it will make a job status to completion one by one. You can see one by one is there, and it will be delete the pod also, right? So once we will describe the pod, we will be able to see pod name created during this job execution, and pod was able to run required command or not. And we can check the log also. So let's get the log and also get the job details using the kubectl log command or kubectl get describe command. So first of all, let's talk about the log. So let me copy this pod. I will run the command kubectl, then I will run the command logs and entire pod name, pod my job hyphen. So you can see now, you can see the date command output from the pod, right? And let's get the job description. So if you want to go with the job description, what we needed, we need describe describe jobs. Which one? My job. I have a one job here, the job name is my job, right? As soon as I press enter, you can see, okay, uh, let me make it small for you. Okay, let me set it first. Yeah, here you can see the pod status. So here you can see the pod name and the pod status. So pod name is there and the pod status is done successfully, right? If you want to delete this job, we can simply run kubectl. I run the command kubectl delete delete hyphen f, and you can see gone, right? So simply it will remove pod as well as job both. So this is how what we can do, we can create a job, right? Now move to the next step, which is parallelism in job. So what is the meaning of parallelism? Parallelism job means we can also run multiple pod in parallel to perform the same tasks. This can be useful for speeding up the execution time, or distributing the workload across the different nodes. To run multiple pods in parallel with Kubernetes jobs, you need to specify the parallelism parameter in the spec section of job manifest file. And parallelism parameter defines how many pods can run concurrently given time at any given time. The default value is 1, which means only one pod can run at a one time, right? So for example, if you want to run 4 pod in parallel with Kubernetes, then we need to modify the job.yaml file. So I'm going back. I try to open my job.yaml file. Let me go to the here. I'll okay, and now let me run competition say 4, and then parallelism is also 4. Okay, I hope everything is good. Okay, now save and quit, and now time to check. So what I will do, I will run the command kubectl apply f one more time and see what happened. A apply. Cool. And now here you will see, look at that, 4. So now you can see this job will create 4 pods that run in parallel and execute the same command date in all pod one by one. So the job will be completed when all 4 pods successfully terminated. So now you can see 2 out of 4 as soon as it's completed, then 3 out of 4, then 4 out of 4. Yeah, here it is, 3 out of 4. So 3 pod is done. Now 4 out of 4 is completed, and we can check the logs also. So if I'm going back with the log one more time, so let me replace this one. I'll copy this. Let's see the log of this pod. Copy, right click, paste, done. Similarly, if I go with this one, I'll get the same result. Yep. So in the same manner, we can go with 3 and 4 also. For if you want to remove all this kind of stuff, remember, just go with the delete command. So you can just type delete -f, everything will be gone. So guys, this is how we can work with the jobs, right? And for more information, do not forget to go with the documentation. So guys, that's all about this demo. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned new things. Soon I will come up with another new interesting topic. Till then, keep practicing. If you feel something I have missed or you wanted to know more something else, please reach out through my social media links, which is mentioned in the description. If you like this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and press the bell icon button for the latest update. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.